Here we presents the top 5 best Netgear routers. Starting at number 5, Netgear Nighthawk RAX50. The Netgear Nighthawk AX6 AX5400 is part of the wireless routers test program at Consumer Reports. In our lab tests, wireless routers models like the Nighthawk AX6 AX5400 are rated on multiple criteria, such as those listed below. A measure of how well the device and its service provider protect your data with respect to authentication, encryption, software updates, resistance to known exploits, etc. based on inspection of device features and analysis of network traffic, penetration testing, and publicly available documentation. A measure of how the device and its service provider collect, share, and use your data, and the user's ability to control the flow of their data. Analysis is based on evaluation of user interfaces and publicly available material. The throughput of the communications, measured very near to the router in a typical house with no other wireless interference. For our house, this was 8 feet away from both the wireless router and the base of the mesh Wi-Fi router located in the same room. Performance will vary based on size and construction of the house or apartment, as well as how many floors, walls, doors and other obstructions are between the router and receiving device. The RAX50 did well too, with Wi-Fi 5 clients. My 4x4 test device, at a close range, got a sustained speed of almost 860 megabits per second. And at 40 feet away, my 3x3 client got some 560 megabits per second. Both were quite impressive. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. At number 4, Netgear Orbi K853. One of the first Wi-Fi 6 mesh networking kits available, the Netgear Orbi Wi-Fi 6 takes its place at the top of the food chain, becoming one of the best mesh routers available. Netgear's two-piece Orbi K852 hits the mark for Wi-Fi 6 homes, with a mix of good throughput, a dedicated backhaul channel for data from the satellites to the router, as well as extra online security. It may seem like alphabet soup, but the Orbi K852 kit comes with 2 units. A preset RBR850 router and RBS850 satellite. They continue to use Orbi's tri-band topology, where data moves to devices on either the 2, 4 or 5 GHz bands, and data travels back to the router over the system's second 5 GHz channel. This dedicated backhaul channel can potentially reduce congestion and data packets banging into each other. It's among the most expensive networking gear you can buy at $700 for the router and satellite that can cover about 5,000 square feet, according to Netgear. With the router and 2 satellites, the Orbi K853 kit costs $1,000. On its own, an extra RBS850 satellite costs $380. If you're looking for the easiest and fastest mesh networking kit on the market, the Netgear Orbi Wi-Fi 6 does the trick with excellent performance, particularly for those in older homes with lots of walls. Its tri-band design with a dedicated backhaul data channel continues to be the best mesh approach, and the Orbi K852 delivers on the promise of Wi-Fi 6, although each device is huge, and you might need a third device. Halfway of my listed number 3, Netgear Nighthawk R6700. This router performs nearly as well in most practical matters as its much more expensive competitors. The setup wizard takes much of the sting out of the upgrading process. If ever an electronic device could be considered the brains of an operation, it would be the purpose-driven processor known as a wireless router. A wireless router functions as both the air traffic controller and communication center for multiple devices equipped with wireless capability. Because of the wireless router's incredible ability to multitask, one user can browse the internet on a laptop, while another streams a movie or has a conversation over Skype. The technology that makes this all possible involves the sending and receiving of small packets of data. Wireless routers spend their days chopping up information from one device into smaller pieces before sending it out to another device that reassembles it. It also determines which device receives the requested data, so a cell phone conversation doesn't end up being transmitted through a laptop computer. This is why many consumers find themselves shopping for a newer wireless router. The old router may be reaching the end of its natural lifespan, or may no longer be compatible with a new laptop or cellular phone. Sometimes a family's growing wireless needs can outgrow the current router's capacity. In our analysis of 23 expert reviews, the Netgear Nighthawk 1750 megabits per second smart Wi-Fi wireless router placed 11th, when we looked at the top 12 products in the category. For more information and price, check out the product links in description. Coming in at number 2. Netgear Nighthawk X6. If you thought 3 or 4 antennas would help boost 802.11ac wireless networking performance, Netgear's Nighthawk X6 AC3200 router has 6, and makes the most of them with excellent range. At $300, this is one of the most expensive routers on the market, but worth it if you want wireless data everywhere. Also known as the R8000, Netgear's all-black router's design is sharply angular with a geometrically patterned grille that makes it look like a spaceship. At 11.5x8, 8x2, 2 inches, the R8000 is one of the biggest Wi-Fi routers around, and unlike many of its peers, it needs to be set up horizontally or screwed into a wall. Able to handle 3 independent lanes of Wi-Fi data traffic, the R8000 has a single 2.4 channel as well as a pair of 5 channels, one of which can be reserved for high-speed traffic. The router's 6 rectangular antennas use beamforming techniques to sculpt the signal to suit the receiving antenna. Instead of an insecure generic network name and passcode, each R8000 has a unique network name and code programmed into it. That way, the router can be used right away, although you should change these items to be on the safe side. At $300, the Netgear R8000 router is one of the most expensive routers in its class. And, while it doesn't provide the fastest overall speeds, it can securely blanket a home in data. Among other 802.11ac routers, the $249 Linksys WRT1900 and $220 Asus RTAC68U offer faster throughput for less money. Still, if you're looking for maximum range, the Netgear Nighthawk X6 AC3200, R8000, won't disappoint. And number 1. Netgear Orbi. The latest player in the home Wi-Fi system arena, Netgear's $399.99 Orbi high-performance AC3000 tri-band Wi-Fi system has a lot in common with the Ubiquiti Amplify HD home Wi-Fi system, the Luma home Wi-Fi system, and the Eero. All 4 offer whole home Wi-Fi solutions consisting of a router and 1 or more satellites. They are all very easy to install and manage, and they don't come cheap. That said, the Orbi gives you the most bang for your buck, with impressive throughput speeds, multi-user multiple input multiple output, simultaneous data streaming, and a lot more management options than the other 3. While the Orbi router and satellite are large, and their USB ports are not ready for prime time, the system still offers enough to make it our editor's choice for home Wi-Fi systems. Wi-Fi systems are hybrids of sorts. They offer an easy way to blanket your home in Wi-Fi, without the need for additional wiring, range extenders, or access points. For some, setting up an access point is out of the question, as it requires running cables. Range extenders are wireless and fairly easy to configure, but their signal output is typically half as strong as the signal coming from your router. The latest crop of Wi-Fi systems utilizes extension nodes, or satellites, to extend your Wi-Fi signal. Some of these systems use mesh technology, where the satellites communicate with each other to provide coverage throughout your home, but the Orbi router uses a dedicated Wi-Fi band to communicate with its satellite. The biggest advantage that Wi-Fi systems have over range extenders is that the satellites are all part of the same network and provide seamless connectivity as you roam throughout the house and do not need any configuration or management. Most range extenders, on the other hand, create a secondary Wi-Fi network that requires some degree of management and must be logged into for Wi-Fi access. I have included these product link in the description. You can check out this link for more information and latest price. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share with your friends, and be sure to subscribe.